All right, Jim, our next question sent via email to CornyDriveThru@gmail.com. I'm moving my mouse around a lot. I apologize. Was sent in by Alex in North Carolina. Watching some old WWF matches from 1999, and it got me to think, would Big Bubba Rogers had gotten over as Jim's bodyguard if he had the leaner but intimidating look he had in 1999? Interesting question, because shortly after he turned babyface in 1990, he did get a lot leaner then than what he had been previously. But to the question, would it have made any difference the success of Big Bubba Rogers?
Well, but he said in 1999. Is that? I got confused there at the start. Help me out with the start of it.
He's saying he's watching WWF from 1999, and when Big Boss Man was there, as part of the corporation, I would presume, he was leaner and more intimidating, he thought, than when he was bigger and intimidating.
Well, yes, but he wouldn't have gotten over as my bodyguard in 1999 because I wasn't even on television.
Would 1999 Big Boss Man work as in 1986 managing Jim Cornette? Or managing, bodyguarding? Thanks for the question, Alex.
Yes, it worded so well as it was. Here's the thing, is what I'm trying to tell you there. I think Bubba was perfect when he was Bubba Rogers for the thing that they were doing, just because he was so much bigger at 350, 360 pounds, when he first started. He was so much bigger than the baby faces and everybody else. And even he was heavier than the Road Warriors, but he could move so flexibly and so quickly and for a big guy, but he could do all that shit. And he didn't look like a bodybuilder type of fellow. So it was a completely different kind of a more heelish kind of size and bully. And also, nobody had any frame of reference for what he had never been anybody before. They'd never seen him before. Nobody knew anything than that they were being presented, that he was just killing people and just didn't sell anything. And you didn't often find in those days a guy that could be put into a top spot and last more than a short period of time because he sucked. You were just trying to steal a house out of him. You couldn't find a guy that they had never seen before and stick him in a top spot and have them get over on an ongoing basis. And he did. But at the same time, people forget in 1986, 1987, he was only like 23 or 24 years old.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Once he has the full beard, he looks so much older than he is.
Yeah. Well, and that was by design because he had such a baby face. They wouldn't have been scared of Big Bubba Rogers without, a little disguise there. But by the time he's Boss Man in the early 90s, and also he needed the size with Hogan. But then he had to slim down. Not only because he had knee issues. I can't remember chapter and verse, but just because he needed to lose the baby fat if he was going to continue to perform athletically at that level. In 1999, he's almost 40. So yeah, he couldn't be that big and be doing that stuff. But by then he was over as two different people. So it didn't harm his aura. I don't know that even though he was in better physical shape in 1999, if we'd have started him out like that, 15 years earlier, if he'd have got over as well. Does that make any sense?
I think so. What do you remember about the match with The Rock Ole Anderson at Crockett Cup 87?
Oh, good Lord. If you go back and watch it now, for a guy that's only been in the business at like a fucking year at that level, Bubba, I thought, was fucking tremendous. And they had a believable fucking fight because, Ole's not going to back down from anything, but Bubba sometimes would, and Ole would be going, make me. You know, so with
I didn't know he said
what?
that.
No, yeah, no, make me. If he's going to be backing up, you know, that kind of shit. So that's what in the old days, especially the Anderson brothers, they'd get in those exchanges, or the Funks would do it too. Guys would be throwing punches, and the babyface would start coming back, and they'd either say, keep going, or make me, work for it.
I get such a kick
But
out
anyway,
of
where were
Babyface
we
Ole.
going?
I get such a kick out of Babyface Ole, like trying to get the crowd going. He's like marching in place. Just everything about this guy who'd been a heel forever, all of a sudden being Mr. Babyface.
Yeah, and the same thing when he was a babyface selling, he start firing back up. And if you didn't make him stay down, he would fire back up and just take over. But when you look at those matches now, they're so different from it's so refreshing from what to see what that looked like versus the same shit you see every day now from everybody.